tell you something. Because when you look at social media right now, right, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna hear every woman say, "Yes, I'll make a certain amount of money. I would never date a black man who has less than me."
Mm-hmm.
But that comes from hurt, right? If we have all the job, because people really like to say that women have the best job, and society grants black women more than black men, right? But if we knew that a black man was loyal to their community and loyal to their women, even if they pull us in front,
Mm-hmm.
we would connect them to us because we know their loyalty is with us. But because we don't know that their loyalty is with us, we are
Mm-hmm.
scared. And they showed us multiple times, and not everybody. I'm not talking about everything, but majority. They showed us that if we worked hard and we take care of stuff and we run in front, whatever, they're envious and they don't cannot stick to the program.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the Slaves movie, what the lady name is who had was making the hair products?
Oh, Madam
Madam
C.J.
C.J.
Walker.
Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Did you saw what her husband did on the back end?
No,
Like that lady working, trying to sell her products. He was sleeping with the light skinned women and stuff like that.
I
So
mean,
while she up front cutting some deals and stuff like that, he on the back end sleeping with white women and talking about you be acting really different since you been making money. Like, stick
yeah.
to the program. Stick
I
to
of
the
course I'm gonna
program.
act different. I have to act different because now I have a responsibility. I have money. I have a company. I have employees. I have to act different. Yeah.
Stick to the program. My advice to the black community is stick to the program. And then once you show loyalty to each other, I think life will get much easier. The loyalty is just it's crazy. And I don't say that people, let's say you with somebody, and I'm talking about the low grade loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about just taking care of each other, because even if you don't stay with each other till the end, when you leave, and make sure, and especially if you have kids with a person, make sure the person is solid.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the person is solid, because I couldn't imagine that somebody was there with you from the beginning and they help you create who you are today, and then you just left them out to be messed up in the end because you think you got everything from them already.
Yeah.
And that's how we live.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that that little thing with Tyler Perry when
That's
he was
crazy.
with the
That's
interview and
crazy. What do you think about it?
when he's basically saying that women have to um that women should just basically accept the bare minimum. If you are, because we all know that black women are in general in western countries earning more than black men. We because we had generally have more post-secondary degrees, masters, phds. We're just in general earning more money. So he's basically saying if you're a woman who's in a higher income bracket, that if you find a man who is loyal to you, loves you, supports you, that you should if all he can pay is the light bill, you should be happy with that because he completes everything else in your life outside of the monetary. What do you think about that?
So firstly, he makes struggle movies where black women always struggling, and now he coming on podcast talking about we will need to struggle in real life. So if his films not was given the message, now he come telling us what to do. Really, like, who hurt him at this point? Because he messed up Monique's career. So you gotta look at stuff from the messenger, right? Like, they used Monique until they cannot use her anymore.
And people were doubting her the entire time, and this woman was right. She was telling the truth, and everybody
Yep.
was saying she was exaggerating, she was lying, and everything came out in the end. And
Yep.
she was right.
But that's what they do. That's what they do to black women, though. Nobody listens. Nobody listens. And that's when women come on internet and they be talking and stuff like that. And we most of the time we just scared to confirm it because we like them. What if a black man see this? what we say, and they also gonna hate us, and that's why we always act like and say, yeah, I cannot relate to her, she just bitter. But let's be real. Let's be real for once, and say stuff how stuff is, because when something happened to a black man, look at Tory Lanez, look
Mm,
at who else, look at different things what happened with black men, like they coming together to make
mm.
sure they bully the opposite person who they bully, and even if it's true, they don't want them to go to jail. Like, if you shot me, you're gonna have to go to jail.
Yeah, and then
You
it's not.
have
It
to go
wasn't
to
even her
jail.
fault. It was the police or whoever charged him. She didn't press charges. They just went ahead and did it. So it technically she didn't even press charges. So,
And still the hate is with her.
mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm not saying, all of all men, but I feel like you should know the pattern. I feel like black women should know the pattern,
Mm-hmm.
and just go where you're loved. Like, me personally, I could never be with another race. I could never. I
Mm-hmm.
just can't. It's just in me. I could never be with another race. But black women should go where they're loved. Um,
I totally
yeah.
understand why they do. I totally get it. Especially especially if you want babies and you've been trying with black men and it's not working out. I get it.
Couldn't be me though, but I get it.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
know. I saw that Tyler Perry thing and I was just like, why are we first of all, we're adults. So every adult should be able to financially take care of themselves. Now, if you make as a woman, you're a high earner and you make say 1.5 million a year, it's very unlikely that you're going to find a man who makes that as well or more. It's just there are not that
But I
many.
have a question. I have a question.
Mhm.
How come though? How come that women are more educated than men? How come? What's the logic? Because what's
That's a
the
good
logic
question.
behind it?
That's a good question. Or you know what? I think it had to do with. This is just off the top of my head. I think it may have had to do with seeing our parents struggle because a lot of us came from either single parent homes or immigrant homes. And when you're coming from a single parent home or an immigrant home, the struggle for your parents is different and it's harder. And maybe seeing that I'm going to make my life easier. And then also, um, because immigrants,
No,
let's
no,
face
no,
it,
no, 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 no,
education
no, no,
is
no,
in
no, no,
what,
no, 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 no,
what,
no, no.
what.
I'm talking about, let's say your parents, right?
Hmm.
Have a girl
Yep.
and have a boy.
Yep.
Why is that boy late? How come you earn more money than that boy? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that's because they're raised differently. Women, girls are raised to be women. Men are babied in general.
You
They could,
think
they
is
could,
that?
they get to be in general. They get to be children way longer. Like your little girls are expected to, especially if you're the eldest, you're expected to help look after your brothers and sisters. You're expected to start cooking and cleaning and being a nurturer really, really early. Boys are in general, or especially in ethnic communities, boys are spoiled rotten. So I think it's that you're given and expected to be responsible young, and being responsible, you're looking into the future. I gotta have to get educated because I'm going to be expected to be able to take care of not only myself but possibly my parents. I think it's how they're raised for sure.
I think that, of course, but I think also in America the school system when it comes to the juvenile prison stuff, when a boy does something in school and stuff like that. So I think it's a combination of that. But um America left aside, when I look at Europe also, I feel like men are way behind.
Mm.
Men are way behind when it comes to taking care of stuff. If I compare,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, and it's not that they are doing bad, but I feel like most of them use women as a comma. Like they would have a girlfriend, and the girlfriend would take the lease on her name and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's dumb on her part.
So I know a couple of example. Maybe it's not, don't have a broad, like a big example of different, but if I think for what I know, most of them, if they don't live with somebody, it's not gonna, it's
Hmm.
not working. But women, they, even if they have a kid, but then again the government pays for, if they have a kid.
Mhm.
But look at me, I live alone, so I take care of my own stuff. But I know for
That's how
sure.
it should be, though. We're all adults. If you should be able to take care of yourself, like so to even if you're not making as much money as the woman, like how did you live before? You didn't have your own place to live. You didn't buy your own food. You didn't have your own transportation. How did you live before that you only as an adult are only able to pay the light bill? Where's I don't understand the
Yeah,
disconnect.
that's crazy.
Like
That's crazy to me.
it's not even crazy. It's disrespectful.
I feel like he hates us at this point. Like I feel like he hates us because that's a different type of disrespect though. Because
Hmm.
that's what you're telling me. Like we deserve that.
Yeah,
We deserve that
we
because
deserve the
mind
bottom of
you,
the barrel. And yes, I said
yeah,
it, bottom of
mind
the
you,
barrel.
when there was like a podcast thingy on the street and everybody asks every woman of every race, is money important for you, and every race says yes.
Hmm.
Every race says that man should be a provider, but we are fed, we are raised to feel like a man should come as himself. He shouldn't be a provider. He should be himself. Yourself don't mean that you need to be poor and a bum.
Hmm. See,
So that's
I'm
really disrespectful.
I'm conflicted with that because, and maybe it's because of how we're raised, because you're raised to be self-sufficient. Don't ever depend on a man. You should be always be able to take care of yourself. But I
Every
don't know.
woman is raised like that. Every Western woman is raised like that, meaning also the white women, and they still learn that a man should be a provider. They still learn that even if they, because in the Netherlands, most of them we split in bills, right?
Mhm.
But you're not gonna, a woman not gonna pay 80 or 90 and a man gonna pay 10. Never. It's not the
Mhm.
standard. Maybe some of them, but that's not
Yeah.
the standard. And there will be sometimes where the man is down or is fired 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months at max.
Mhm.
But you gotta do something. A light bill? How much is a light bill? 20 euros, 30 euros?
Yeah, not much. That's one of the cheapest
So
bills.
that's disrespectful, man.
Mhm. Yeah, like I like I'm conflicted. I don't I see this is where people are going to push back at me. I don't necessarily think that it's a job to be a provider as a man. Should you be living off of your woman? No. But to be a provider, and if you provide and pay for everything or at least the major bills, and then my money is mostly my money or all of my money, like a lot of communities, um you can work, but he will never take your money for anything.
I
I
think, I
I don't I
think,
don't I don't know if I agree necessarily agree with that.
I think it's how we raise Nadia. Because I was really thinking like you too. Because we have learned and we saw that our both
Mhm.
our parents was taking care of stuff. Um, but we raised like that. Like you love somebody, you're gonna live together, and you both, you
Mhm.
both be providers, and you both fill each other in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But knowing what I went through, it's not fair because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
and you also know, at the end of the day, the woman always does more when it comes to the kids, when
Yeah,
it
the
comes to the
household.
household, because it's
Yeah.
natural. We naturally take care. Like when we see a sock down, we're gonna pick it because it comes naturally.
Mhm.
It's gonna annoy us like pick your socks up, put the toilet down. We're gonna keep
Mhm.
saying it, but we're gonna keep cleaning, we're gonna keep doing so. Basically you're doing the house and you're paying half. It's not fair.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I could see there where if you're taking care of the majority of the childcare house and working your 40 hours, then I can see where he would be paying more to compensate for that difference. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's something I need to work on with myself to
I
be able
think, I
to
think,
release
I think, and I
that.
say this respectfully, I think, and I had to learn this too. I think that we have to be more of a receiver. We are trained. It hits home, huh? We are trained where we come from. We are trained to give before we get. As Caribbeans, and that we have learned that we should be appreciated with the smallest things,
Mm,
and that we shouldn't ask for too much because we just scared that people will deny us if we ask for more.
mhm,
I think that we need to tap into being a receivers more.
mhm.
And we always talking about, yes, I know my word, blah blah, but do we really challenge people to show to show them that we're worthy?
That's
um
true. Yeah, and that's something I've been working on for the past few years is knowing I've worked hard at to be the person I am, and then allowing myself to ask, because people aren't just going to automatically give it to you. Open my mouth and ask, this is what I want because this is what I've done and I deserve this. And then allowing yourself, even like, for example, like compliments. I'm horrible with accepting compliments, but I've been making myself for the past several years. And so, because some people will say, "Oh, I like your skin," and I would always say, "Oh, it's okay this weekend, but you should have seen it last year. It was a mess." And I'm making all these negative things, and instead of saying thank you, just a
yeah,
simple thank you.
yeah, I think it is your personality, but it's also where we come from.
Hmm.
I think it has a lot to do because we have learned that we need to be humble. No matter
Hmm.
where we go, no matter the levels we reach, no matter what. But to be honest, on the other hand, we also have an ego because Caribbean
Yeah.
people have an ego. But
Hmm.
on the other hand, we still want to show people that we even kill, we humble. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's what kills us a lot of times
Hmm.
because I just want to sometimes when I'm dating, I also want to show the guy that I'm relatable and he shouldn't feel like I'm all that. Because most of the time, I feel like most of the time, the way I carry myself, I think it. I don't know if it intimidates men, but it and if I'm dating below my, you get what I'm saying? Below my how do you say it? I don't want to say level, but
I mean, but it, that's
I
okay.
just
Say
want to.
it.
I just wanted to make it comfortable for them, and then I will downplay the level I have reached, and the
Which
downplay
is
who I.
crazy to me to do
Yes,
that.
yes, and that's
Because
why
I've
I've learned.
even,
And you also just said like when I show you this is what I have done. and this is what I deserve. Sometimes you don't have to show them shit.
I mean, yeah, that part.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't have to show them shit. Just say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
listen, this is just what I want.
Yeah.
This is just what I want. And then when you have a conversation, yes, okay, and if they say like, okay, but this is the level of the thing. What do you
Mm-hmm.
have? And then a conversation, but we go up front with all our cards. Like this is what I have. And then
Yeah.
people already know all our cards. And sometimes they thought that they had to do more. But because
Mm-hmm.
we show our cards, then they think, oh, that's easy. And they're not even gonna give you what you were. The course is they wanna give you less
Yeah, to
because you
try and
show
bring you
your
down a
cards.
notch.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to learn to keep the cards close to us, and we don't have to prove shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
And even
it's a
like,
on it's in the beginning it will feel unnatural.
mm-hmm.
It will feel like we're faking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a big one. Faking. Yes.
Yes. It will feel like it will feel unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta learn. We gotta learn to to fake it sometimes, especially in the workplace. Especially in the workplace, because people fake it every time.
Well, see, that's easy for me. Faking, I shouldn't say faking it, but putting on another, showing another side of myself is easy in the
But why is
workplace.
it not easy when you have to say you need more money though? Because
I think,
when it comes to for you to show yourself to work, to for
hmm
your side to put in the work, you can fake it. But why can you blow up yourself? Like fake yourself bigger for the money you want.
probably because there's that little part of me that feels that I don't deserve it still.
And we gotta work on that.
Hmm
We gotta work on that. Whether
And
you have to buy
not
a
deserving
book,
it, not deserving it, and being grateful. I'm grateful that I'm here, so don't ask for more.
that's no. You won't, because at that point you will stay in the bad side, because
Hmm
you will see your colleagues, your peers driving a big car, or not
hmm
that you have to be surprised by or impressed by that, but you will see them move to another levels. And
Yeah.
some of the times they do it less,
hmm
and you doing the hard work, and you come in with just you know
Or
with
even
less.
too, like when you are looking to, so you know you're moving companies because you want to be able to excel in your career, so you have to move to different companies, and even just the doubting yourself of, oh, I don't have every skill that they're asking for, and it's such a big prestigious company, and you don't even apply, and then you find out who actually got the job, and you're like, but I'm better than them, and they got the job, I should have applied. Like, that's bitten me in the butt a lot of times.
Yes, yes, and I had it also. There was like a job, um, and I went and did a course first
Hmm
before I applied for the job, but then it was too late. And later on, I saw who got there. I was like, man, I didn't even need that course. You
hmm
get what I'm saying? So we keep on losing because we think we're not worth it. But yeah, I think that's a development point with what that we need to work on. I'm already in process. I already have bought two books about negotiation. I think
mm.
it's very, very,
Can you
very
send me the
important.
links to those books, please?
They're Dutch books.
Well, they might have an English version. Just send it in.
I will,
I'll,
because
I'll, I'll Google.
they're not audio books, but I will look for them, and then I will send you
Hmm
the links.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, uh, and the 48 Laws of Power. I was always scared to read that book because it's a lot of manipulation in there. But if you
hmm
want to excel in a corporate world, you really have to have really have to have a good read in that book because the corporate world is fake as hell.
Oh yeah. Like
It's
I
fake.
look at some of them and and you just look at them and it's like you are like your smile, your voice, everything is so fake. And just have
Yeah.
to sit there and put that on every single day
Every day.
just to get ahead. I get why people want to be entrepreneurs only because this that
Yep.
corporate thing and that's the thing too with my because I even though my work self is different from my home self, um I'm very much I can't sugarcoat things. I just know
I can't either.
like I wouldn't even try to in the current company that I'm in, I really wouldn't even try to um apply for those some positions because I can't fake it because I really don't care
My thing
that
is,
much about certain things to have to fake it.
my struggle is always I cannot be in the middle. If I see unrighteousness, I can't.
Yes.
I can't. I just can't. But I have to learn because sometimes some things don't concern me. And
Mhm.
when people, when it would be somebody else, people won't write for me how I write for them. So I should
Mhm.
mind my business often of the times.
Mhm.
Um, so I have learned, especially from my last job, I have learned to pick my battles. To be honest, I have to have my eyes on the end goal.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I've learned. Even in a relationship, I think that in a relationship, to be honest, the way I gave information my last one, where they knew a lot of me, I think
Mhm.
this time I will just give it in doses. Like if I know you for 10 years, then you will know certain things of my youth and
Mhm.
certain things of my family or whatever. And to be honest, things with my family, my aunt, my mom, blah blah, don't even concern you.
Yeah.
So certain things, I think as people we really need to because somebody who you're with today can also be a stranger in another month and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So and even if your job, like with your job, people shouldn't know anything of you privately.
Yeah,
They don't care.
I'm very conflicted with that. Um yeah, like if it happens organically, I may give it a chance with one or two people outside, but I just find that a lot of people they don't really want to genuinely know you. They just are nosy as hell.
You know what it is, and you can say what it is, you can deny it, but the moment they have to use it against you in a board meeting or a meeting where they have to be
Right.
on top of you, they're gonna use it.
Mm,
They're gonna
that's
use
sad.
it. So you gotta give them, oh, I have a cat, and oh, do you have a cat? Yes, I have a cat, and she like that type of food. Certain private stuff.
Yeah,
You get
keep
what
it
I'm saying?
superficial.
Superficial private stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, and when they're looking for debt, because people like to look for debt, right?
Oh
Just
yeah,
to just to
they
just
want
to
to know
get you back.
all your business. Yeah.
Yes, just give them like, yes, I grew up the way I grew up in. I grew up in the Caribbean, and that really made me somebody I am, and certain things. Just give them. It's gonna look like them because it's where you're from and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But still, who just make it like it's something of them. Like you, and with certain things, you really have to think up front,
Yeah.
not when you're there, because we as Caribbeans, we really like to go in our feelings and we just say what's on our heart,
Hmm.
and then we will leave the place and we're like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Hmm.
Shit, maybe I shouldn't have said it another way. So you gotta what, and that's the reason why white women know when to cry. That's why they know how to communicate because they are prepared. They learn. It doesn't come naturally. Their parents learn, like in this situation, you cry. In this
Hmm.
situation, you cry and defend yourself. In this situation, you don't cry, you stand your ground. And if they don't want to give you, cry. So
Hmm.
that's how you have to train yourself.
Yeah. But that crying thing drives me nuts. I very at a very young age, I spotted what they were doing, and that's one thing I never let that crying thing manipulate me. Because as a little girl, I was like, "Ah, you cry to get your way, huh? Okay, I got you." So
Yep.
that one thing, it's like when I see what I'm like, I just literally
And
my face
and
goes
that's
like a
the thing
stone.
though. And that's the thing. We women, Caribbean, black women, we just learn to argue because we saw it.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? We learn to we learn to defend ourselves because we don't
Hmm.
like to be disrespected,
Yeah.
and we saw it. But do you know that a man folds faster when you cry because they already expect, and it's not only white women. Even if we cry, we get our way more. I saw it
You
because
think so?
because because
I never did.
believe me,
I didn't.
it happens. And
No.
even if because they already think that we're gonna argue. So if you flip it, it's gonna throw them off immediately. I saw that when, and that wasn't even fake. That wasn't even fake.
Hmm.
A friend of mine needed like a passport. So
Hmm.
we went to Brussels, and it was a day she was there for a couple of times. Like she kept on going, and there's always something. So when they was trying to send her away, she sat there on the front porch and she started crying. She even shocked me because I know her as somebody who is like diehard, you know. I
Hmm.
know her as somebody who goes for what she wants and speaks her mind and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
she was so tired that, and it wasn't fake at all. It wasn't
Yeah.
fake at all. She was just so tired that she kept on busy with that stuff, and it said don't work and don't work. So
Hmm.
she walked down the porch and she sat down and she started crying. I'm
Mm.
like, I was shocked. I'm like, you okay? I was like, oh my god, I panicked,
Oh
you know?
no. Hmm.
And then she was like, oh, I can't imagine that this happened, blah, blah. So one man, a black man from Congo, because it was the Congolese embassy,
Hmm.
he stood up the porch. He was like, in French, he was like, "Oh, she crying?" He was like, oh my gosh. He called all the ambassadors inside. He was like, oh my god, she crying. We gotta help her. We gotta help. From that day, Nadia, I'm crying.
Oh.
If I want,
Oh no.
if I want to, and it works every time. Or I will put like a baby first, like, no, I really want to get this done because, oh, Nadia, that shit worked. And in the beginning, I couldn't even do it right because I have a very hard voice. When I
Hmm.
was talking with my baby first, that shit was cracking, squeaking like a cat. I'm like, I don't care. That shit was squeaky like a cat. Or when a man is arguing with you, yes, I told you to do this, or I don't like that type of. I'm like, oh, I don't know, don't why you being like that? You know, I don't mean it. And Nadia, he everything like
He
he's
came.
like, okay, but don't do it. You don't have to say sorry and stuff, but don't I don't like it when it's felt disrespect. Everything goes down. But when you go like da, 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 they just expect it for you to go, because they think you want to argue. But when you calm down and say, but I didn't saw it that way. Like I really wanted to, or even if you don't mean it, child.
Hmm.
Oh, next time you just doing it again.
That's interesting. Because I don't necessarily do the rah rah thing. Like if I raise my voice, I am you've been given a lot of chances, and I'm done. Like if I'm yelling, I'm gonna yell and I'm done. I don't I it takes me a lot to yell, but at the same time, I feel, and I know I can't be the only one. I don't like crying because I think one, it doesn't solve anything, and two, I think it's weak.
My friend got her Congolese passport that day,
Yeah,
and
but I just I don't.
man, listen to me.
Mm.
It works every time. But
And
you,
and
on
I'm
the
not
other
saying it
hand, you
doesn't.
don't do the yelling often, though. That's the thing. You're more quiet. So with
Mhm.
you, the conversation gonna get easy because you're when you say something, you think a lot. Like you're just you're
Mhm.
quiet. Like with me, when I feel disrespect, I immediately go with the hands. So
Mhm.
I've learned after my friend did that. I've learned like I be getting shoes, purses, taboo, taboo. So that, but that's also with my because I was stupid in the past. When I was with my male friends, I would always be like, I'm the big spender. Yeah, we can spend that. We're making money out here, man. Like I got me a
Mhm.
couple of got me a couple of euros on me. What you want? What you want? I always
Oh.
would be like that friend,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Now when I'm with the guy, and they would always tell me like, no, swear, like hold your money, like we're gonna fix it for you.
Mhm.
But some of them, the brokies, as when I think also of my ex, like he always used to check if I got money just to use mine, and he was keeping his. You get what I'm saying? So I have learned that if I want something, I would never tell them if I have money on me,
Mhm.
and if I want something, I would oh my god, like I like that chain. I wouldn't even say I want it. I was like, I like that. Oh my god, that purse look good on me, chair. Do you like that purse? Then I would be like, oh, but I don't do this with people I don't know though. I know
Mhm.
I grew up with these. I grew up with these
Yeah.
guys. Like they are family friends and stuff.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I could you see, like, I don't know, like, as we're sitting here talking, and in the first part, that that what is not vulnerability, what did you call it? Being the receiver.
Yes.
I really I
Why is it
I
so difficult though?
I don't know. Oh, I lie. I think it also has to do with being disappointed. I think I've been disappointed by important men in my life
Mhm.
that if I don't ask or I don't receive, they can't disappoint me. Or I'd be like, well, see, that's what I expected. So you disappointed me, you didn't come through. That's what you do.
Yeah, I understand that part. I understand that part. But you literally have to be the man that watches over you,
Hmm.
and also the feminine in you,
Hmm.
and also the man that watches over the kid in you. Because we have three people. We have a
Hmm.
protective side, so that's the
Hmm.
man who protects your life. You have the woman in you, that's the feminine side that makes sure everything clean, everything nice, and the little thing you do in the little shimmy
Hmm.
shimmy. And what goes in you when you see like a handsome man, like, who I feel like that's the feminine in you.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
the child in you is giving it all that it lacks and
Mm.
all that it feels. So if you live your life like that, then even if you missed it when you was a child, you can fix it. That's what they call healing.
Yeah.
I'm
Or like if.
also I'm also on the journey though. I'm not totally there
Hmm.
because if I see other women, if I see my friend, the one that the passport thing, if I
Hmm.
see her, a man would naturally give to her instead of me. It also comes with the way she looks. It also comes with how she have worked on herself. You have to look a certain way for
Look a
men
certain
to
way. What do you mean? In what way? Look a certain way.
the way you move and the way you invest in yourself.
Hmm.
Um, Soft, which you already are, but sometimes you give off that you can take care of everything, and it shouldn't be. You should be sometimes you have. It should be a feeling that you're a damsel in distress, but you have to like that's part because otherwise you will have a man in your life that's gonna feel like he not there to help you out.
He feels you. So vulnerability
Yes.
And um
And I'm not talking about, when I say the way you look, I'm not talking about the makeup and stuff like that.
mhm,
I'm talking about, because even with Alicia Keys, she not put in makeup and all the extra stuff,
mhm,
but she is a deceiver. You gotta understand, like men, there's a lot of men who, real men who want Alicia Keys or want to do stuff for Alicia Keys. You gotta understand? So, I
mhm,
mean, you're a beautiful woman, Nadia. Like
mhm,
when the first time I saw, like the first time I saw you face to face,
mhm.
I'm like, wow, you just can see, and especially that you don't wear makeup and stuff like that. So men would already, what they have saw on camera or what they have saw on this, and when they see you in person, they're not gonna be anything else. They already saw what they saw.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like your face structure, everything is already there.
Thank you.
You're
That
welcome.
makes me
You're
feel.
welcome. You're welcome. But I think you need to work more on the feminine side of things.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
You need to work
I always
more on
say
the
that I'm
feminine side.
very. I do say I know that I can be hard and harsh.
You're
Um.
not harsh though.
Well, okay, maybe hard. Like I don't. Uh, and I have to be careful because, like we discussed in an earlier podcast, I don't want to give away all of my secrets
Yeah.
to, because people will use that against you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
um. But yeah, maybe I need some more therapy. I haven't been in therapy for a while.
I don't think therapy. I think just I just think a coach, not therapy. Just a,
Life coach. Yeah.
I feel like these conversations is already confronting, as I said. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So with me, I already know, like, I shouldn't be, like, I'm very expressive and animated.
Hmm.
Not everybody like that. You get what I'm saying? But
But
if
that's
I
good.
would,
I think that's a good thing.
yes, and I'm also out there. Like I like to dance and stuff like that,
Hmm.
put things on social media. But with some men, it would throw them off because they gonna think that I like to put everything on social. If you're dancing, they gonna think like I like to put everything on social media. But I don't
Hmm.
like to put my personal stuff on social media. But if I
Hmm.
take away the dancing and stuff like that, that shit really cracks me up. So if I take that part away from myself, my life gonna be boring. That's the only thing I have.
Oh
You
no.
get what I'm saying?
Well, you have more
That's
going
the
on.
only fun I have.
Yeah.
So with me, that would be difficult to simmer down because some men really like the, like somebody like you, like who is pretty chill and
Hmm.
like that. So you already have that. You get what I'm saying? You already have the poise, like the natural, easy person. Like you can, like someone, like a man could. I think a man could talk about everything to you, right?
I hope he does.
I think it's easy to come to you. Like you're not judgmental. You just ask questions like how you feel. Like if I come to you and started complaining, then you would ask me questions instead of judging. I think
Hmm.
you're a very, you would be like an asset to a man's life. If
Okay,
I
can you say it one more time? I would what? Because these men ain't they're not listening.
no, but honestly, my observation, like you would be like an asset to a man's life. But you no, not but is then no, but cancels everything I said in front. And you need just to fine tune everything when it comes to like the fem
Hmm.
that's the word, the sensual side of stuff. And I'm not talking
Yeah.
about makeup or stuff like that, but
Hmm.
like the flow of stuff, like the
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, you need to make it more sensual. And the guy who wrote the book 48 Laws of Power also have wrote a book about sensuality, how to be
Okay.
sensual without it being vulgar or sexy.
Hmm.
Because sensual you can use in corporate world, like only it is persuasive, how to be persuasive.
Hmm.
Yes, that's the book. I think I will look it up for you.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the only thing you have to.
Mhm.
I don't know you personally what you do daily, but
Mhm.
from the time we know each other, I think we know each other a year already.
Mhm.
Um, I think you have what it takes to be somebody's wife, but I think for a man, I think he would miss the
Yeah.
the heart that the woman brings
Yeah.
to the yeah
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
yeah.
Because people always say, what is the thing you see the meme all the time? It says, would you date yourself, or would you do you think that you are ready to be a wife? And I always say yes. I said, honestly, I've done so much work, obviously with more to happen, but I've done so much work over the years. I absolutely would date myself, and I absolutely do feel that I am ready for marriage. Like, I have no doubt.
I think you are.
But it's like, sir.
I think you are. And the main thing is we need to go out there more. But
Oh yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
I'm busy fixing. I'm busy like getting ready to go out, and I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I'm just staying home because it is a safe, because it is a safe place, you
It
know.
is. Yeah.
And I also have different. I have two. I have one best friend, and I have another friend. And sometimes I think about it. I'm like, I get why men are crazy about my best friend. I don't know if you
Hmm.
know her. Like my childhood best friend. She also on fan base. I think you have saw her once.
I think so. Yes. Hmm.
I know why men are crazy about her. You know?
Hmm.
And then I have another friend. I could never picture her having sex because she critical.
Oh.
She like I have my childhood friend is sensual, she's fun,
Hmm.
she's she's naive. And the naiveness men like.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the other friend of mine, she is like, how do I explain it? Like everything need to be neat. Everything like I put picture her like when she having intercourse with somebody, she gonna tell them and like put it here and oh yeah,
Yeah.
wait, what? There's a little bit on her chest. Let me wipe it down. So
Hmm.
one time we were somewhere and she did something. No, a man was walking by with his wife, and the man was looking at her, and she
Oh.
was like, "Yes, I know you like all this. I know you gotta." I was like, "Oh, so you got it in you. You got what I'm saying?" Then I was
Hmm.
like, "Okay." Then I changed my whole perspective on how I see her because she has that sensuality in her.
Hmm.
So I think the same way men receive certain stuff. That's why women who are giving it away for free have more men looking at them,
Hmm.
and then they leave. But if you can combine your smartness with your ease, with your sensual, like everything a little
Yeah.
bit,
Everything in the pot.
so that he is not bored because you're taking care of stuff, you know. So
Hmm.
a man who is ready and is whole and know what he wants
Hmm.
would pick you, not a man who, not a man who
Who
really
can
like
only
the
pay the light
freaky.
bill?
Not a man who is really freaky, and then he would choose somebody his mom would want him to be, but then he still gonna be with a stripper. So I'm talking
Yeah.
about a man who is whole and need everything of a little bit.
Hmm.
You know who is really that? Do you know Toya, the woman who was with Lil Wayne, Regine Small?
Yes. Hmm.
When I think of a beautiful woman,
Hmm.
that is it.
Yeah.
That is
Isn't
some
her new? Did she get remarried to some?
yes,
And
yes.
is he a pastor or something?
No,
Or
no, no,
no,
no,
that's somebody
no, no, no,
else.
no, no. That's somebody else.
Okay.
But that's a woman who has everything,
Hmm.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
That's
think, and
interesting.
that's why she never without a man.
There's some women who like they're constantly fighting off men. Everybody wants a chance with them, and it's like they seem to have their pick of men, and it's like wow.
And you know what's funny? Some women have mastered the fakeness so bad, because with some women it comes natural, but
Hmm.
some women has mastered the fakeness so bad that some men are with them in a relationship and they don't even know that a woman hates them. that the woman is
Yes.
only there for their money.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Marjorie Harvey, I think she loves Steve Harvey now, but I really feel like Marjorie Harvey, that's she is married to the life first
Yep.
before she really, and it's not something bad. It's not something bad, but that's what she is.
Yeah, and I think we women can spot other women. We know
Yes.
what
Yes.
they're in it for. It's like,
Yes.
I know.
And
Yeah.
that's why it's always more difficult to have an interview with a woman compared to a man for a job. Yep.
Oh yes,
Yep.
100%. You can tell men almost anything, and they believe you. It's like, okay, hmm.
If you just say like I like your the way you wear your tux with that watch, it's just amazing. You already
Yeah,
passed the interview,
yeah, and
child. I like to believe that everybody has been put on earth for a purpose. Do you
mhm.
that you already figured out what's yours?
um, kind of. I think I'm supposed. Well, kind of when you look at that, what your passion is, and what I feel comes naturally to me is definitely writing, communication. I guess writing and communication. Um, and it took me a long time to figure that out. So definitely, I think writing and then being able to share my story and hope that resonates with other people because we're what is over 7 billion people on this earth. Of course, people are going to resonate with your story. So definitely, I think my purpose is through communication through writing. But I'm also open to other things because even as we are sitting here and doing this podcast, even um, over the years when I've had talks with managers, and people have always said, you know, you speak and communicate well, and you seem to enjoy it, and I do not. So I have made myself speak well and communicate and stand up in front of people and do what I have to do. Um, but I have even though I'm not necessarily comfortable with being in the public like this, I think I'm learning to embrace that other side of communication. So I guess with written word and verbal. What about you?
That's a good one. I think my purpose is to teach people,
Hmm.
creativity, but more how to be leaders or how to own stuff. To be
Yeah, and I
honest,
said this from the beginning with you. You could open a consultant firm because
thank
you
you,
know your stuff and you would
thank
be
you,
so successful as a consultant.
thank
Like
you, thank you,
you know your stuff.
thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, so and that's why today I was already sad about it because um I was thinking like, wow, my 9 to 5 really make me brain dead. It messes up my creativity.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's just I'm just scared to take just to have faith that it will work out.
Hmm.
So I'm having a soft takeoff. That's why I'm doing the course with content marketing,
Hmm.
so I can do the things for the restaurants and stuff like that.
Yep.
Stack my money, and then I will teach people how to do the business thing from beginning, from product development to marketing to everything.
I
So
just, as you're speaking, I'm getting chills. Like that, when you're saying that, I'm like, that is
yeah,
going to happen for you. And
yeah,
you are
I
going to
hope
be
so.
so successful. Not hope, it will. Literally, I got chills when you're saying that.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. We will pray, child. We will
Oh
pray.
yes, yes. From
Yes.
our mouth to God's ear, it'll
To
happen.
God's ears.
Hmm.
I'm a pick. God, pick me. The only person I would be a pick me for.
That
God,
part.
pick me. Pick me. Pick. But
Hmm.
yeah, then we come to the end. Do you have any? Do you want to add anything for today?
Um, no, just well, okay, not no, but I think just kind of always kind of think of, well, what I do. I like to at least learn one thing every day. And if you're learning one thing every day, that you're continuing to grow, whether it's for yourself, whether it's in your career, um, whether it's to be a better friend, better partner, just kind of always, whether it's organic or not, just try and learn something new every day. Um, and I think as long as you're learning and growing, you're always going to be going up. And you're going to, especially if you're not feeling that great about where you are in life, just keep trying and you will eventually get there. It may be a little slower than other people, but I think whatever your goals are in life, um, you'll get there. Just be open to learning, and tuck your ego aside. I think that's a big thing with us, with human beings in general. Are We are very ego driven, um, and what is the saying? We have two ears and one mouth, so listen more than you speak.
How did this podcast make you feel today?
How did this podcast make me feel? It was very insightful, and it's giving me a lot of thought, because I think I'm very much, I don't need to be more feminine. I don't need to be more receptive. Like, people are talking shit. Like like I just like, ugh, yuck. Why would I want to be vulnerable? But something clicked in me, and I think I'm going to explore being more of a receiver and being more vulnerable. I'm not saying it's going to necessarily happen right away, but I will be open to learning about that.
Yes.
What did you take away from today's podcast?
It took up a lot of vulnerability. Um, Very insightful. I had to hold back a little bit tears when I talk about my what I'm here to do. So
I saw that, but I didn't say it because I didn't want to make you cry.
um yeah, I think this podcast does us very good. I think it's
Hmm.
like it's a mini therapy session, to be
It
honest.
was.
And I think it opens our eyes
Hmm.
to a lot of stuff. Um, and it's very confronting. While I'm talking to you, I'm also learning that I need to be more feminine, and I need to heal a little bit more and be more open and more receiving. I think the message we can bring away today is that we need to learn. So our development point needs to be that we need to be learn how to be more receiving. We
Yeah.
don't have to give before we, because what we are doing, which I see myself and you too, we start to give
Hmm.
and hope that we receive what we are given. But
Hmm.
some people are just to come and take, and while we waiting for the gift to get back, they already passed to get from somebody else. But
Right.
if we were just more secure and know our value more, because it all comes down to that,
Hmm.
and just say, this is me, I don't have to give you anything, I'm just me, and this, I'm content, I'm just me how I am. What I
Yeah.
have to give you is just by being nice, and just
Hmm.
by having a conversation with you, that should be already valuable. I ain't got
Yep.
nothing else than that. So I think we both uh, it was so. It seems like I'm talking to myself when I talk to you because I think we're a lot of stuff in a lot of ways we are very similar,
Hmm.
but we really need to tap in more into our feminine side. I
Yeah,
think that's a development.
yeah. We can keep our strength, but
Yes,
also, it's okay to release the reins.
and that doesn't take and it doesn't take from us. It doesn't change us who we are.
Hmm.
It's just because we are women, so the feminine is already there.
Hmm.
We just have to tap into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It'll happen
definitely,
eventually.
definitely. It's just because when we see a man or when a man picks us up for drinks and stuff like that, it comes already naturally. So we have to go to look for, which for me, is difficult to go outside to go look for it. But we need to do it though. We need to go
Hmm.
outside more and see more men because when we see the men, when we see when we see certain stuff,
Hmm.
it just get released.
Right.
But when we alone all the time, we have to take the garbage out by ourselves. We have to bring the grocery in by ourselves. It's all labor, and that's
Hmm.
all masculine. So we have to go look for things because I know for sure that if we would have a husband, it would be natural.
I hope so. I mean, that's what people say. I don't know. I don't have a
It is.
husband.
It is so. Cause I've been there for 9 years, and it also
Hmm.
getting up early to fix food while you're happy. I don't, and I wasn't even annoyed by it. You get what I'm saying? And when he comes and hug you and kiss you like that, it just release, like it just makes you soft.
I
So
mean, I mean, I don't know about that.
don't knock it if you don't try.
No, no, no. I'm not knocking it, but because you've done it, and when other women sit there and I think again on with social media they said something like, if your man comes home at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting out of bed and making him a
Oh
full.
no, that's foolishness.
I'm like, so he gets to break up your sleep?
No, that's
Like
foolishness.
I will if I know you're coming in late, I will absolutely put a plate in the fridge all set up so you just have to put it in the microwave. I will do that
First of
for
all,
you.
first of all, why are you
But
coming in late?
if he works late. This was
No.
if he works on not going out drinking and stuff, but just if he works late and he works shift work, that's no problem. I'll sit there and have your food on a plate in the micro, and then you just put it in the microwave. But don't wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning to cook food and open up a stove. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
That's too much. Mm-mm.
But you will experience it. You when you want something, I heard somebody had said when you want something, you have to already live it.
Already live it.
Yes.
So you mean like women who are being a wife before they're a wife?
Yep.
Really? You think that you should
Yep.
give them 100% a wife before you're a wife?
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Like when you a stripper, no, I'm not talking down on strippers, but when a man come to the strip club and he make that stripper his wife, he already know that what she is.
Mm,
When a man chooses a woman who wears skimpy clothes and wife her, already know that she gonna wear skimpy clothes. But a man always gonna wanna change you, and that what make them toxic. You get what I'm saying? So
mhm.
they already toxic, but a healthy man won't choose that.
Yeah.
So what I mean with that is, if you wanna be feminine, if you wanna be a wife, I think you already should move like that, and it shouldn't be difficult for you because you already that. Like I'm the one that wearing skimpy clothes, and you get what I'm saying,
Yeah, I definitely
and doing all that.
I don't wear revealing clothes and stuff.
Right.
I yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through all
But
the details. The public don't need to know all that, but yeah.
two development points.
Mhm.
Just go outside and just get just breathe the masculine energy, and just release the feminine, let it flow, and that will activate it more. Like my friend is also alone for a long time now, and what she does is she buys like the kimonos often. Then she wears a lingerie on
Hmm.
under it, and then
Okay.
sometimes she look at Netflix with her wine and stuff. That's how she does it. She just chill in
Oh,
with her
okay.
wine. She said that makes her feel like a rich feminine woman. So she wear like a kimono and the lingerie on la Victoria's Secret lingerie, and
Hmm.
she be with her wine watching TV and stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good way to start. Just being more comfortable with yourself before you're worrying about being
the
with other
start. Yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I like
yeah.
that. Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions or comments, of course, you can leave them in the comment section. But we have an email. I will put it in the comment section. So if you have any questions, we will answer your questions anonymously if you choose, and on a future podcast, whether it's career, self development, dating, yeah, any kind of questions like that, please go ahead and email us that. And we will get back to you as soon as we can. So thank you for watching. My name is Nadia.
My name is Fendi, and we checking out.
Okay,
Peace.
bye.
Thank you, Nadia.